important reminder. All information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.
This is our position back here, and you can see that this was 500 BC, and BC means before Christ. Remember, 2,000 years ago, someone pressed the button and said, let the games begin. We've been here many, many millennia, not just 2,000 years. Who had the power to change the planet system back? It's the age of the constellation of Pisces. And once you sort of find out about this, this is sort of like the good thing about we're going to turn into something that we don't know. And there's a lot of systems here that control us because they control a lot of things. They have been for a long time. And if you and I were controlling the system, what would you want? I'd want to probably keep most of it the same. Why? Because that's what control is. Oh, let's go back one more. And so you can see how this is where we were right here, 34.5 or 34 degrees basically. This is where the sun is. And this is where we are at 2012, right across the rift. Okay? The sun doesn't just travel round, it actually travels round and round and round she goes. Helical, conical, spherical, and rotational. This is how everything works in nature. It's called implosion, not explosion. That's a perversion against nature. Implosion is where things go helical, conical, spherical, and rotational. Everything follows this motion. 120-degree parabolic spiral. Even if a man goes pee-pee, check it out. It doesn't come out like this. It spins at you at 120-degree parabolic spiral. Check it out. Spins to the left, too, because that's the way the galaxy goes. Go to the next one. And you can see this is where we sit here, 2/3 of the Orion arm out. Okay? And this galactic core called GC, or Galactic Christ, I know who runs the show here is JC. If you really look at most of the religions, Jesus Christ, right? JC. But remember, who runs the show? GC does. It's the biggest ball in the galaxy. And this controls everything. And we're just a minuscule, small, little, tiny little nothing in the scheme of the galaxy. And there's billions and billions of galaxies known to the Hubble telescope. Let's go to the next one. So you can see it's a game, isn't it? This is how the sun, you can see how everything travels. And nothing goes straight. That's all an illusion. You see an egg? This is the shape of our Earth going around the sun. It's a hemispherical orbit. It doesn't go around round. It makes an egg. It makes a 120-degree arc of the covenant. The Ark of the Covenant, to me, is, as you can see, a lot of the builders, they call themselves the Masons. You ever seen them? They have the square and compass. They're the builders of form. They understand the Ark of the Covenant, which is a 120 degrees times 3 is 360, isn't it? Okay? Let's go to the next. And you can see here, just to be able to actually bow down to the awe of the system here. Okay? This is Mercury, Mars, Venus, and the Earth. And they're pretty big. Look how big the Earth is. We can't even, it takes 3,000 miles to get to here to Chicago. It took me 2 hours just to drive here from Moorpark. Now, here's the Earth right here, and we start going up the line here to Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter's a second sun. Most solar systems have 3 suns. We wouldn't make a solar system if it had backup power. You know, you wouldn't make it, it just wouldn't be smart. We'd want to have backup energy, backup generators in your house, don't you? So you can see how, and this one's got the stripe on it. Now let's take this one over here and go down to Jupiter and go to the sun. Look at how small Jupiter is compared to the sun. Now let's take the sun, which is 860,000 miles wide. It's about 1,000,000 miles wide. And let's go up to the next one called Sirius, which is the largest or was the brightest star of the heavens. Google it. Sirius, the brightest star of the heavens. Not anymore. Venus, Jupiter, Mars, they're all brighter by 10 times more than Sirius, but Sirius has been for millennia the brightest star of the heavens. So it only tells you this is not poppycock, is the way they go ahead and say it in, in Europe. The same as they don't swear, they say shite. Okay? This is the same idea. It's just to be able to see that there's such a big system there. It's not small, it's big. Now we take Sirius, which look at our sun. Okay? Our sun's tiny compared to this. And of course Jupiter's nothing more than just a peanut. And then we go ahead and take Sirius, which is really big. And Sirius has three, Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C, because there is 3 suns. Okay? Most solar systems have 3 suns. Almost all of them do, at least binary. And it's only because we can't see the other ones. We can only see what they'll tell us anyways. So here's Sirius now, and Sirius is this little tiny dot compared to Pollux. You ever heard of Arcturus? Arcturus is 36 light years away from us. A light year is 186,200 miles per second for 36 years before you even get there, before the light comes here. When you look at Arcturus, when you're looking at Arcturus, you're looking at 36 years later of light. You're looking at the lights 36 years ago because that's how long it took to get here. So you can see Arcturus is really big compared to Sirius, and Sirius is way bigger than this. And so it keeps going up, Aldebaran. And then Aldebaran is this little tiny thing compared to Antares. Okay? And then all of a sudden you start getting up higher and higher and higher to the galactic center, the all that is, the I am that I am, the everything is me and I am everything. That's what all that means. How big is the galactic center? Anybody know? For 1,000 Cupido points. It's 4.3 light years wide. What does that mean? You're in your spaceship, traveling at the speed of light, 186,200 miles per second, not 55 miles an hour on the freeway. 186,200 miles per second, hauling butt. Going across the face, and it takes 4.3 years just to cross its face. Whoa, Daddy. That's a big mama. And Daddy, because it's a north and south pole. It's not man or woman, it's an it. Let's go to the next one here. I just want to show you how big the game is. And our galaxy is just a little tiny galaxy and billions of others. So don't buy into this. Remember that this game is real, isn't it? The world of illusion. Okay, who's breathing you right now? And you, and you. You? Everybody breathe at the same time. Okay, who was breathing you before you forgot? How about we're all being breathed by it? Did you eat this morning? It travels through 75,000 miles of hose. Did everybody go to the bathroom? No, you didn't. It did. You just went to the bathroom. You went ahead and got a chance to learn how to clean up after yourself and sit down in time. This is an interdimensional system. And it wants to go ahead and actually show us right now a bigger picture. All the movies are interdimensional right now, aren't they? They all have to do with looking behind the scenes. This is what Rory and I were talking about on the way. I'm an esotericist. An esotericist is a person who's always trying to see what cannot be seen, felt or touched, sort of like the Matrix. It's just sort of what we see. So at this time right now, it's time. Take the red pill or the blue pill. Eckhart Tolle says, evolve or get the heck out of here. Die. Leave. You'll come back again. Don't worry. There is no death. Remember, it's the game. Which pill do you want to take? We all want to become more human. Isn't that true? Are there any humans in this room? No? We're reptilian and mammalian hybrids. You can prove that's very simple. Who knows what brain is first to form? All this stuff does make big sense, because once you find out the bigger pictures here, then you want to feed this machine and turn it into something that it can't do unless the sun goes into one of the galactic center's high-level plasma areas, where we turn into something that we never knew we could. What does human mean? God, man. Doesn't it? I think we're called earthlings right now. Can't even design a blade of grass. Okay? So taking the red pill or the blue pill, wouldn't you think that would be right now a idea This is why would you want to eat this food? What, are you in fear not to get sick like a lot of the rest of the people? Remember, there's 75,000 miles, 75,000 people, start over, wait. 75 million people in the United States that have diabetes. 75 million people. What is their business here? Yep. That too. How many obese people are there? 30% of the population. 82.5 million people obese. I don't call obese, I call toxicity. It's really simple to go ahead and see. Body fat is just a level of creatures that live within pollution and live within an acid system and live in a sort of terrain that is equidistant for this creature to live. Let's go to the next one here. This is where you can see a lot of good information that we've compiled, and I want you, if you find something on the internet, send it to us. We post it on here. We have lots of different booby trap section. We have a media section. We have a lot of movies. We probably have 150 hours in movies on here that we've sort of picked out of the internet so we can actually, from parasites. You want to see with a live fish tapeworm? You're hungry, you feel that thing moving around, and you feed it and it calms back down again. Want to see what it looks like? They're really cool. And don't try to kill them. If you do, you're picking a fight with a really, really high-level alien. I'm going to show you what they look like in a minute here. We have recipes, essential news. We look for affiliates sometimes if you're in the health field and so forth. I love to find other people to be able to actually take our platform and share with other people this new form of food source. Everything's vibration. Once we find out the Earth member's changing its vibration, and let's say we used to be here and now the Earth's up here, our job is to stair step and go up Jacob's ladder. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. They're all colors of light or colors of power. Everything has vibrational tune. And so the idea, let's go to the next one there. The idea is to be able to take what's called the Alkaline Lifestyle Challenge and terrain modify yourself, just like this person. Very simple. This extra stuff that she has on her, she doesn't like that. But they're her children. What are you going to do? Try to starve them? They only live in pollution, so take out what they live in. Take out the heavy metals, open up the pores, rehydrate the system, and all these creatures go bye-bye. They leave you. After about 6 months, this is what happens. Okay? You go up the ladder as fast as you feel you can. Lead and lipstick, quit it. Petroleum-based mascara, quit it. Dioxin tampons, quit them. Remember, the women really get hit hard. Tight bras, cutting up the lymph glands. Men wearing those socks that are all the way up to their knees up here, cutting off their lymph system. This was one of the things I wanted to tell you, which I skipped over. And I'm going to skip around a little bit and I come back, try to. The hands and the feet. Open up your hands in and out like this anyways. How are you doing that, geniuses? Remember, you're living in the world of illusion. You are a dreamer, aren't you? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is not but a dream, but it's learning how to dream.